Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. R.I.P. Sam, General Hospital buries 5 storylines, including Kelly Monaco's character. Now that we're quite sure we're measuring Sam's remaining time on General Hospital in days rather than weeks, we're realizing how much we'll miss when she leaves. We will not only mourn the passing of a beloved figure, but also the loss of so much potential in storylines. First, consider Sam's relationship with Dante. Their affection for each other has evolved into one of General Hospital's most unexpected and cherished relationships. It's healthful, easy, and enjoyable, and it's not just them. The happy pair has brought their families together to create something larger than the sum of its parts. Dante had just made it clear to Cody that, while Lulu was wonderful, she was his past. Sam represents his present and future. But soon, she, too, will be in the past, robbing us of the opportunity to witness their bond and their family grow further. Of course, all of this could have been contested once Lulu awoke. But that's just another story we'll never see unfold. The rivalry between Dante's two loves would have been fantastic, but it didn't have to turn nasty. But shortly before she went into a coma, Lulu was attempting to tell Dante how much she still loved him. There's no reason she shouldn't wake up feeling the same way, with no idea how much time had gone. She and Sam would both fall in love with Dante, leaving him split between the two and unsure of what to do. Yes, he and Sam would be together, but both ladies have been an important part of his life. Who knows what might have happened? As beautiful as Dante and Sam are together, and as much as we'd like to see them continue, Sam may have been left out in the cold by the conclusion of Lulu's homecoming. And if that happened, we know who she would have turned to, Jason. We know Sam has been fairly resolute in staying away from Jason and his risky lifestyle. But we'd all be lying to ourselves if we thought their narrative was over, or that there would never be another tug between them. They spent years together and have a kid, Danny, who adores both his parents. And for a while, no matter how often they were apart, Jason and Sam always found their way back together. Except, perhaps not anymore. Because when Sam dies, their tale ends. As is Sam's story with Drew, whom she initially fell for because she mistook him for Jason. To be sure, their love tale isn't as great as just Sam. Drew and Sam had their time, but we're quite confident it's over, at least from a romantic standpoint. That's not to say there wasn't enough of narrative to tell with the two having a kid. We know how much Sam and Drew have disagreed about which school to send Scout to. Consider how they would react when she grew older and began dating, falling in love, and rebelling against her parents. There's no way it would go nicely, but perhaps by the time Scout is out of her teen years, they'll have learned how to co-parent. Drew will now bear the brunt of the responsibility. All those years of stories are gone, and we will never know how Sam will handle things. And this leads us to our final narrative loss. Sam is never going to see her children grow up. They're old enough to remember their mother, and the time she spent with them will undoubtedly influence their destiny. However, she will not be there to mold and guide them. And it's unfortunate that Danny idolizes Jason's bad boy tendencies so much, and Drew has a tendency to want things for Scout that Sam never did. We're not saying Sam should be the sole one deciding her children's futures, but once she's gone, so is much of what she envisioned for them. Similarly, much of what we had hoped for Sam will be lost. What storylines do you wish you could have seen play out with Sam? The world of General Hospital has seen its fair share of stunning twists and heartbreaking goodbyes, but nothing prepared fans for Kelly Monaco's character, Sam McCall, to leave. As Sam breathes her dying breath in Port Charles, the show's entire cast feels the impact of her death. But it's not only Sam who's departing, General Hospital is also concluding numerous significant storylines that were inextricably linked to her character. Let's look at the aftermath of her tragic exit and the 5 storylines that appear to have been buried alongside her. 1. The much-anticipated Jason and Sam reunion. Since the early 2000s, fans have been rooting for Jason Morgan and Sam McCall's romance, which is packed with danger, passion, and unending problems. For years, audiences hoped that these star-crossed lovers would eventually find peace together. With Jason back in town, fans were expecting a spectacular reunion. But with Sam's unexpected departure, that romantic endgame has come to an abrupt halt. What about the terrible reality? Jason never gets to say his goodbyes. Their incomplete love story has become a bittersweet memory, leaving admirers with infinite what-ifs. And with that, General Hospital ends a love tale that defined an era. 2. Drew Cain's redemption arc. Drew Cain's, Cameron Matheson, narrative was just getting started, and his friendship with Sam was a key part of his redemption arc. For Drew, reconnecting with Sam meant healing old wounds and discovering a purpose in Port Charles beyond his identity challenges and memory issues. Their co-parenting interaction and unresolved sentiments suggested a deeper connection, prompting viewers to speculate if Drew and Sam could have restarted their romance. But with Sam's departure, Drew's trip takes a sudden turn. Will he fall back into old habits, or will he discover a new purpose? In any case, the story of redemption that was supposed to be a prominent theme has now lost one of its main characters. 3. The mysterious threat to Sam. Just as Sam thought she was free of the horrors of her past, a mysterious individual began targeting her, keeping spectators on the edge of their seats. Was it a former con artist, a vestige of her mob links, or a new adversary? The mystery was building up to what looked to be an exciting reveal, with Sam racing against the clock to defend her family and herself. However, with her untimely departure, those unanswered issues may remain in the shadows indefinitely. General Hospital appears to have buried this narrative alongside her character, leaving fans dissatisfied and wondering whether the mystery will ever be resolved. 4. Scout's future is in limbo. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of Sam's departure is the effect on her daughter, Scout. Sam was not only Scout's formidable defender, but he was also the one person who gave stability in her life amidst the craziness of Port Charles. Scout's future is uncertain now that her mother is no longer present. Will Drew step up and become the parent Scout requires, or will this loss cause even more stress in her young life? The relationship between Sam, Drew, and Scout was a key component of the emotional depth that kept viewers interested. With Sam's disappearance, the heart of this family plot appears to be missing, leaving fans to question how General Hospital will replace the gap. 5. Sam's role in the Cassadine drama. No figure in Port Charles escapes the Cassadine family's plots, and Sam was no exception. Her connections to the Cassadines, notably her turbulent relationship with Alexis Davis, brought levels of mystery and suspense. With Victor Cassadine's latest plot threatening the entire town, Sam's investigative instincts led her to him. Viewers were eager to see how she would uncover the next scheme, potentially working with or against her mother Alexis. But, with her departure, that tale has lost a key player. Will Alexis continue where Sam left off, or will the Cassadine storyline fade into the background? One thing is certain, the power struggle in Port Charles has lost one of its most formidable combatants. The aftermath, Port Charles will never be the same. Sam McCall was more than just a character, she was the beating heart of several interconnected stories in Port Charles. Her relationship with Sonny, friendship with Carly, and dedication to family made her an integral part of the show. Fans are still suffering over her departure, and questions about why this happened linger like ghosts in the General Hospital fanbase. Speculation is rife, is Kelly Monaco departing for forever, or is this simply another soap opera twist that will bring her back when viewers least expect it? Is this an opportunity for new characters to emerge, or will it create a hole that is too large to fill? No matter what happens next, one thing is certain, Sam McCall's departure signals the end of an era for General Hospital. Fans will have to brace themselves as they bid farewell to a beloved character and watch the program attempt to recreate the narrative she left behind. Stay in for additional updates as we deal with the fallout from this unexpected event and discover how General Hospital moves forward without one of its most recognizable characters. Molly remarked that while it was too late for regrets in the Heather case, Rick might still withdraw his defense of Ava Jerome. Rick couldn't do it because he needed to show to Molly that Christina Corinthos Davis' fall was accidental. Molly was getting obsessed with vengeance, and Rick didn't want her to repeat his mistakes. Molly eventually forced Rick to leave, so there was still tension between them. Jocelyn Jax was shaken by Heather's release and wondered whether Dex ever wished he had killed her the night he came to Jo's rescue. Dex admitted he hoped that all the time and pledged that if Heather ever considered harming Jocelyn again, it would be the last thing she did. Jocelyn understood she was alive due of Dex, so he determined to keep it that way and eventually made love with her. Although Curtis and Portia invited Trina to remain at their place, she refused and returned to her flat. However, Trina was spooked once she was alone at home. Heather hadn't been released from prison yet, but Trina was prepared with a meat mallet when someone arrived at the door. It turned out to be Giovanni Gio Palmieri, who offered Trina some support after hearing about Heather. Gio also asked if he could crash on the sofa, so Trina agreed and was happy to have some protection. Back at the Savoy, Portia wanted to get Trina out of Port Charles now that Heather was released. Curtis did not believe Trina would accept to leave her life behind, and insisted Heather leave PC instead. Portia was perplexed as to how Curtis meant to pull it off, but Curtis swore to manage everything and that Heather would never be a problem again. Next, Holly Sutton requested discretion during her discussion with Sonny Corinthos in his office, which Diane Miller briefly interrupted before excusing herself. Holly began her pitch after Diane left, showing Sonny the diamonds she needed help relocating. Sonny requested a 30% cut, so Holly agreed to consider the offer and left a diamond behind as a good faith deposit. After he was alone, Sonny called Jason Morgan to discuss Holly's business idea. Anna Devane met with Robert Scorpio in his office to discuss Holly's paternity claims involving Sasha Gilmore Corbin. Robert acknowledged that he knew Holly was telling the truth since Sasha had his mother's eyes. Robert wanted to be the one to give the news to Robin Scorpio. Anna told him that was all right and mentioned that Robin had always desired a sibling. Anna then sought Holly down to confront her about stealing from Jen Sidwell. Holly hesitated to disclose her larceny, despite Anna's suggestion that she could help if she was honest. Anna eventually urged Holly to stay away from Robert so he wouldn't be dragged into her newest disaster. According to General Hospital spoilers, Holly's actions could have far-reaching ramifications, so we'll bring you more predictions on all the upcoming shockers. Jordan Ashford met Isaiah Gannon at Bobby's after a run and discovered that he had consented to perform Lulu's surgery. Although Lulu's chances were slim, Jordan had overcome the odds by undergoing a kidney transplant when things looked dismal. Jordan hoped that Isaiah could do another miracle. Holly Sutton stated in Anna Devane's office that she had withheld a daughter from Robert Scorpio and that Anna had no right to blame her for hiding Robin Scorpio. Anna stated that Robin was only 5 years old when the secret was revealed, thus it couldn't be compared to Holly's decades of deception. Holly revealed that she finally came clean since Sasha Gilmore Corbin had a love relationship with her cousin, Cody Bell. Anna insisted that Holly leave town due to all of the trouble she had caused. Holly stomped off and ended up in Sonny's office, where she planned to pitch a business idea. Back with Anna, she received an alert on her computer that Jen Sidwell had been spotted at the Miami airport. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Sidwell will undoubtedly unleash some Port Charles mayhem soon, so stay tuned. Portia's greatest fears have come true at General Hospital. Heather's sentence was vacated in the soap's October 22nd episode, and the hook killer is free. On the one hand, there should be no reason for concern. Cobalt poisoning, which has since been rectified, forced Scotty's former flame to embark on a murderous rampage that killed Britt, Trina's boyfriend Rory, Sasha's husband Brando, and others. On the other hand, Heather was a threat to society long before her hip repair. Longtime fans may recall her selling her own kid on the black market, giving away one of Cousin Susan's twins, murdering Ross Duncan and Maggie Worth, and attempting to kill Edward Quartermaine. So, if Heather isn't going to continue serving time for her crimes as the hook killer, there are plenty of others that should land her in prison for a dozen lifetimes. So, what will Franco and Esme's mother do now that she is free? It's unlikely that Terry will recruit her as a candy striper. She won't be welcome in Port Charles. Perhaps that is why son Steve is scheduled to return to the scene. Perhaps he will take pity on Heather and whisk her away to a new life somewhere she isn't as well known. General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, October 23rd, state that Curtis Ashford will be furious over Heather Weber's release, which will take effect tomorrow now that her sentence has been vacated. After blaming Rick Lansing, Curtis will make a pledge to Portia Robinson. Curtis appears to promise to protect their family from Heather and prevent her from wreaking further havoc. Trina Robinson will also rely on Giovanni Gio Palmieri as she tries to process this upsetting news. Jocelyn Jacks will be disturbed up by Rick's updates as well, so she'll vent to Dex Heller for comfort. Molly Lansing Davis will slam Rick for supporting Heather and finally letting her off the hook. Molly will believe Rick should abandon Ava Jerome's case before causing any more trouble, but he will argue he cannot. Rick believes that the only way to find closure is for Molly to understand that Christina Corinthos Davis' fall was an accident, thus he will forward with his plan to clear Ava in court. At GH, Isaiah Gannon will issue a caution to Lucas Jones, who consented to perform Sam McCall's surgery despite their family connection and the emotional issues that could arise. If your sister has a shot in hell of making it through this, she's going to need me, Isaiah says Lucas in Wednesday's preview video. Across town, Sonny Corinthos will believe Holly Sutton is in jeopardy and will be unwilling to do business with her regarding the stolen jewels. Whatever Sonny decides, further difficulties are on the way now that Jen Sidwell has been spotted in Miami. Sidwell is certainly on his way to Port Charles, so Anna Devane will grill Holly and tell her to stop lying for once. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.